Hello and welcome to Dragon Age Inquisition. We're ready with your reports. Do we have any items in the inventory I need to place in safekeeping? A few. That's okay. Let's go to Undercroft and place them all under custody. I have a feeling something's missing here. I just can't put my... oh my. Anyway, Undercroft. Let's go and take a look. We've already judged everyone who needs to be judged. Let's place all the plates from our inventory right over here. Sell rings. Sell armor. Sell weapons. Interesting. Head for the Stone Coast with Boo.
Where's...
Yeah.
You were there. I have to know what it was like. The colors, the smells, the magic. I'm sorry, it's just so exciting. You went into the Fade. If you have time, Inquisitor, do tell.
I don't.
You seemed excited that I fell into the Fade at Adamant.
Excited? Spring gets me excited. This is a wonder. It's probably hard to relate, but dwarves don't dream. So I can't even guess what it's like. I can't even understand what dreams are. But you were there. And came back. Can I take a sample?
A sample?
Oh, that sounded sinister. I meant, can I cut a little piece off of you and do things to it? That didn't sound better, did it?
What exactly are you looking for?
You're after something. What is it?
I don't even know. There's this feeling, you know? You don't know. But I will. Your people cleaned you up after your fall. I wonder if anything is left. So much to think about.
The Anarchist and Fade operations are available. We don't care about those. Actually, I could create myself an armor that looks just like this one. Can't I? Let's take a look. Yes, it's a tier 3 armor. How would the green one look? Nice. This one could have had a potential. Unfortunately, it's a little bit botched. Anyway, we're not gonna do that. Let's assign operations to our people. Also, it seems like we have some crafting materials that will make our enemies a little bit weaker once we have them. Let us place them on the bench and research all enemies as it follows.
Worship.
Dorian.
You seem very interested in my opinions.
I'm not.
You know,
But it's nice for you to think that I am. That's weird. Then what are those two things? They're not upgrades. Whatever they are. Actually, I'm not very certain. What should I do with that? Where is Lugain? I'm very interested in his opinion. Him at least I like. Not this way. Okay, counselors, let's take a look at the missions you are offering me. First, the reports. House Amadeus. A quiet message arrived from House Almdres today. Considering the speed of the response, it seems hard to believe that the family had no knowledge of what Dorian found in the book. I wonder how long they've sat upon the secret, wondering if it might someday come to light. Leliana. The quiet message, my dear Inquisitor. We're most appreciative of the information you provided. How scandalous to think 3 might be the connection between our house and the fiends of legend. It is not true, of course, and to reassure you on that point, I intend to dedicate my family towards helping the Inquisition in its righteous struggle. Yours in faith, Magister Irian of House Amadrias. Fairbanks continues to impress. He's settled in the modest but well-appointed house close to the Dales, and dedicated at least half of his grandfather's treasury to helping people rebuild their lives after the war. Cullen. Okay, this report. Avenger. That's a nice way of putting it. The talks between Fairbanks and Muley took place in Jadar, and it was not easy to keep the matters from spreading out of control. King Alistair is no diplomat after all, and had little patience for the endless fanfare. Thankfully the Orlesians are uninterested in more war, and we were able to smooth the way towards an eventful peace treaty. The king sent a long sword that once belonged to the Ferodan hero, King Calland, as thanks for what the Inquisition helped create. So there is history behind this sword. The Anarchists and the Fade. How long would this take? 2 hours, 3 hours. Let's go with something a little bit less massive. Unmasked those sea across. 3 hours here as well. Negotiate a deal for weapons plant. Meet Legion mercenaries. Support Cassandra. The Inquisition will have to provide any support for Cassandra as a Chantry's choice for the next Divine, quietly. Traditionally the Chantry looks on open declaration with derision, so they can be counterproductive, but a few words in the right ears can be very effective. Note: once the Inquisition gives its support, it cannot also give support to anyone else. Should we do that? I know just the people to inform, with the application for some political pressure. Your point can easily be made. Josephine, do it.
Inquisitor?
News of your support for Cassandra has made its way to the clerics securing the Grand Cathedral. Inquisitor, just how much it will influence their decision remains to be seen. Josephine. Alliance from the Heart. Playing to win. That's gonna be interesting. Offer from Imperial Army. A letter marked with Chevalier's seal. Commander, I understand your soldiers intend to pursue a party of Red Templars into the woods surrounding Valhorkt. We have not forgotten your assistance against the demons, and are we not sworn to aid your fight against Corypheus? Let us take arms and cast these Templars out. Chevalier Duquette. Very well.
All right.
This one next. Bestow Mourning Hela. In light of the information you gave us regarding the truth of the events of Red Crossing, we would like to offer a sign of mourning on the village. Since both sides played a part in the tragedy, honoring the village with one of our Hala seems appropriate. It could be kept there. It might remind both sides to the fragile beauty of things that journey to places where they are strangers. I understand the villagers of Red Crossing do not trust the Dalish, given our history. If you could convince them to accept this tribute in good faith, it would be greatly appreciated. Keeper Helkin. With the right rumors, the villagers in Red Crossing will think they are being granted custody of a captured trophy to honor the victory over the Dalish. If it's that important, we can march to Blessed Hala in with troops to guard it. Let's go with Leliana's plan.
Inquisitor.
Meet Legion mercenaries. Inquisitor, if you believe it would be helpful, it would be pleased to take the Bull Chargers into Orlais to meet these mercenaries currently serving our Legion nobles who wish to rebel. A well-placed word from one professional to another could pull the teeth from the enemy and bolster the Inquisition's rank. Lieutenant Aclesi. While the Chargers lean on the mercenaries, I can lean to the nobles. Between us, we can survey the possible rebels. Very well.
Let us begin.
That's gonna be easier then. Let's go with Bull to this place. The Storm Coast right here. We can travel. We're taking Dorian, Iron Bull, and Co. It's all gonna be fine. The folly of General Not Chartrian 4, and so it was that victory was absolute. The cheers were raised for General Not Archiran, and so bowed by respect and admiration. Not Charitan stood proud and removed the mask to state her. That was actually kind of quick. Okay, loading screen. We don't want to wait for it forever.
Be here to meet us.
He is. Good to see you again, Hisrad.
Gat! Last I heard, you were still in Saharan.
They finally decided I'd calmed down enough to go back into the world.
Boss, this is Gat. We worked together in Saharan.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Inquisitor. Hisrad's reports say you're doing good work.
Hisrad.
Einbul's name is Hisrad.
Under the Qun, we use titles, not names.
My title was Hisrad, because I was assigned to secret work. You can translate it as Keeper of Illusions, or...
Liar. It means liar.
Well, you don't have to say it like that.
Yeah, Keeper of Illusions seems a little bit better to me. There is a skull on his shoulder pad. Looks cool. Pleased to meet you.
I look forward to working together.
Hopefully this will help both our peoples. Tevinter is dangerous enough without the influence of this Venatori cult.
Yes. Filthy, decadent brutes, the lot of them. I'm certain life would be much better for all of us under the Qun.
It was for me. After the Canary rescued me from slavery in Tevinter, I was 8. The Qun isn't perfect, but it gave me a better life.
Yes. One free from all that pointless free will and independent thought. Such an improvement.
I should say neither side is perfect, but I will support Dorian.
For all of Tevinter's problems, at least they acknowledge that people are people.
Unless they're slaves.
Gat, is this really the time?
I'm not here to convert anyone. All I care about is stopping this red lyrium from reaching Minrathos.
With this stuff, the Vince could make their slaves into an army of magical freaks. We could lose Saharan, and see a giant Tevinter army come marching back down here.
The Ben Hasrath agree. That's why we're here. Our dreadnought is safely out of view and out of range of any Venatori mages on shore. We'll need to eliminate the Venatori, then signal the dreadnought so it can come in and take out the smuggler's ship.
Does this work for you?
What do you think, Bull?
Don't know. I've never liked covering a dreadnought run. Too many ways for crap to go wrong. If our scouts underestimate enemy numbers, we're dead. If we can't lock down the Venatori mages, the ship is dead. It's risky.
Riskier than letting Red Lyrium into Minrathos?
I should say fair points. But should I say that? Where's my...
There might be Venatori mages on the ship as well. If the dreadnought can't handle them,
It's unlikely there'll be more than 2 or 3 mages on the ship, and they'll be dead by the 3rd shot. On land, though, a half-dozen Venatori attacking the dreadnought from cover could do some serious damage.
Okay, we can go with that plan, I assume.
if it's dangerous for the dreadnought close to shore, why not attack when the smugglers reach open water?
Any decent smuggling ship can outrun a dreadnought on open water. We need to catch them close to shore.
I could have crushed any Venatori resistance with the Inquisition's main forces. Why not use them?
Because then the Venatori would have seen you coming and run. They'd schedule a new shipment for later, and our spies might not know when or where. This is risky, yes, but it's our best chance to destroy the shipping operation permanently.
Very well, let's move out.
Let's go hold up our end of this bargain then.
My agent suggested 2 possible locations the Venatori may be camped to guard the shore. There, and there. We'll need to split up and hit both at once.
I'll come with you, boss. Krem can lead the charges. Let me fill him in. Come by when you're ready to move.
Oh, don't act like it's a man. Okay. Should we go?
Once they're down, send up your signal. That'll let the dreadnought know it's safe to come in.
Understood, Chief.
Remember, you're gonna want a volley to start, but don't get suckered into fighting at range. They've got mages.
It's all right. We've got a mage of our own.
I'm not a mage.
Get in close and take their enchanter down before he takes over the battlefield.
He'll be dead before he knows it.
Just pay attention, all right? The Vince want this Red Lyrium shipment bad.
Yes, I know. Thanks, Mother.
Kunari don't have mothers, remember?
We'll be fine, Chief.
All right, Chargers. Horns up!
Horns up!
Ready whenever you are, boss.
I'm ready.
I'm ready to head out, Bull.
Right. Chargers, hit 'em hard and hit 'em fast. When this is over, drinks are on me.
You got it, Chief. Charges, double time. Let's move!
Let's clear the Venatori out.
You gave
No
your
one
charges
walks
the
up.
easier target.
You think?
Lower and farther from the smuggler's ship, it's much less likely to be heavily defended.
Suppose we'll do the heavy lifting then. Just like old times.
This is a good strategy, actually. I was gonna do the same thing to my people.
Vince up ahead!
Don't let them warn the others.
That was quick.
Iron Bull's reports say you're a demon.
Heart hammering, brush of breath at the base of my back. He licks his thumb before turning the page. He never finished. You don't have a demon inside you. You don't have to wonder anymore.
Stop. Just stop.
Cole, knock it off. People who follow the Cume get nervous around demons, remember?
Bull, how can you work with a demon?
He's all right.
He doesn't have a choice. I give him command, he follows it. That's how this works. Eh. Chantry candle stop. Yes, I like saying stop like that. Dread. Oh, we have a sword, right? King Colin's sword. What is this? Very weak. Lady Cheyenne, the warrior who has brought General Lover to the legendary King Calenrad, offered this blade to Queen Merlin to heal the rift between the Queen and her husband. When Arrow Merlin killed Sanya, the blade passed to Merlin's son and has remained in Theoden's hand. Looks fine. I could deepen it a little bit. Yes.
We're clear, Gat.
Right. Signaling the dreadnought.
Chargers already sent theirs up. See them down there?
I knew you gave them the easier job.
There's the dreadnought. That brings back memories. Nice one. Crap.
They've still got time to fall back if you signal them now.
Yeah,
Your men need to hold that position, Bull.
they do that. They're dead.
And if they don't, the Venatori retake it and the dreadnought is dead. You'd be throwing away an alliance between the Inquisition and the Canary. You'd be declaring yourself Talvishoth. With all you've given the Inquisition, half the Ben Hassrath think you've betrayed us already. I stood up for you, Hisrad. I told them you would never become Talvishoth.
They're my men.
I know, but you need to do what's right, Hisrad. For this alliance, and for the Qun.
Save the men. We can do without their alliance.
Call the retreat.
Don't!
They're falling back.
All these years, Hisrad, and you throw away all that you are. For what? For this? For them?
We can make this up to your people.
No, you can't.
That's not what I wanted to say, but okay.
No way they'll get out of range. Won't be long now.
Bull, when the dreadnought sinks,
Sinks. Canary dreadnoughts don't sink. Come on. Let's get back to my boys.
Not that it would have influenced my decision. The Canary. Heart and Hightown, Chapter 5, by Varric Theodorus. It wasn't such a bad sacrifice.
Hey, boss.
Inquisitor, it is my duty to inform you that there will be no alliance between our peoples. Nor will you be receiving any more Ben Hassrath reports from your Talvishoth ally.
You under orders to kill me, Gat?
No. The Ben Hassrath have already lost one good man. They'd rather not lose two.
So much for that.
the loss of the Ben Hassrath information will hurt. Can we smoke out some of your old contacts?
They'll pool their people soon enough, but we might be able to identify the agents who replaced them. You're late.
Sorry, Chief. Still sore from fighting off all those vents. Good to see you, Inquisitor.
Good work.
Nice work taking down those Venatori.
Always easy with the Chief watching our backs, your worship. Chief's even breaking open a cask of chasing sack mead for the charges tonight.
Damn it, Krem. That's the kind of thing you don't have to mention to the Inquisitor.
Sorry, Chief.
Ah, forget it. You're doing fine.
Demands of the Cube. Thorns. I don't know what that is. Can I see anything to report?
It's good to see you.
Do you have any advice for me?
Nothing I can think of. No.
Well, useless as always.
We'll be with you. Hey, you.
Anything new?
What's been going on?
Just waiting to get back out there.
Okay.
See you later.
Shame the alliance with the Chief's people didn't work out. He hasn't said anything, but he's feeling it.
Can you think of any other tasks suitable for the charges?
Nothing jumps out at me. If I come up with any ideas, I'll let you know.
We'll talk later. You wanted to see me?
Oh, I got it! Yeah, my soul's dust. Yours is scattered all over the ground, though, so... Sorry, boss. I thought I might need backup. Guess I'm not even worth sending professionals for.
You knew the assassins were coming.
Little change in the guard rotation tipped me off.
Could have warned me.
Why didn't you tell me ahead of time?
You go through years of Ben Hasrath training to hide facial expressions when I wasn't looking. See? Like that. If I'd warned you with the guards, the assassins would have been tipped off.
Are you all right?
Fine. Hurt myself worse than this fooling around in bed.
The night could be poison.
What if they used poison?
Oh, they definitely used poison. Sarcomec. Liquid form. If I hadn't been dosing myself with the antidote, I'd be going crazy and puking my guts up right now. As it is, it stings like shit. But that's about it.
Do you think we should retaliate?
Are you interested in getting some payback?
Against who? The entire Ben Hasrath? Besides, this wasn't serious. Sending two guys with blades against me? That's not a hit. That's a formality. Just making it clear that I'm Talva Shoth. Talva fucking Shoth.
Are you going to be all right?
It's a knife wound, boss. I think I'll live. I'm fine. Thanks. Anyway, I'll get this cleaned up and let Red know what happened. Boss, whatever I miss, whatever I regret, this is where I want to be. Whenever you need an ass kicked, the Iron Bull is with you.
Isn't it strange? His story progression makes me like him more, while Blackwell's progression makes me hate him.
Inquisitor? Is there anything I should...
My senior officers report that the soldiers are in good having the Chevaliers following our champion. The recruits are taken with the idea.
Great. I should speak with Leliana. She might have something to say.
My friend,
I'd be interested in hearing...
what do you wish to know?
Okay.
Is elven magic different from the magic used by humans?
No and yes. Magic is magic, just as water is water, but it can be used in different ways. Baelish magic is more practical, not needing chantry approval, although they still frown on blood magic. Superstition. Much of it is more subtle. A legacy from when elves were immortal.
Legends of elven immortality. Did they use magic to increase their lifespan?
No. It was simply part of being elven. The subtle beauty of their magic was the effect, not the cause of their nature. Some spells took years to cast. Echoes would linger for centuries, harmonizing with new magic in an unending symphony. It must have been beautiful.
And what about blood magic?
You said that the censure against blood magic was a superstition.
I did. It's fortunate Cassandra is not within earshot. Most modern cultures forbid blood magic. Publicly, even Devinter disapproves of it. But as I said, magic is magic. It matters only in how it is used.
To be honest, I don't see it as different from any other magic. It's a means to an end.
Indeed. The problem is that under the Chantry, blood magic is forbidden, so only criminals practice it. While in Tevinter, magisters compete with each other, instead of keeping their volatile friends in check. They always succeed through power, so they have never had the chance to learn another way.
Okay. Tell me about the ancient elves.
I'd like to know more about the elves from before our time.
The Dalish strive to remember Hallam Sharal. But Hallam Sharal was merely a fumbling attempt to recreate a forgotten land.
Arlathan.
Elvanan was the empire, and Arlathan its greatest city. Place of magic and beauty, lost to time.
Anything else?
You've studied ancient elves. What else do you know of Arlathan?
We hear stories of them living in trees, and imagine wooden ramps or Dalish Erebels. Imagine instead spires of crystal twining through the branches, palaces floating among the clouds. Imagine beings who lived forever, for whom magic was as natural as breathing. That is what was lost.
Sounds like the Golden City.
What can you tell me about elves living in human cities?
The culture in alienages or among the slaves of Tevinter is like any of the impoverished and powerless. They cling to memories of a better past, and practice a few rituals to distinguish themselves from humans.
Okay, about the Dalish.
I'd like to know more about the Dalish elves.
It is a mistake to think of the Dalish as a single group. They have lived as separate clans for centuries now. As a consequence, each clan has learned, interpreted, and forgotten different parts of elven history. Some trade freely with humans, or adopt city elves who flee the alienages. Others attack humans on sight.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I had some interesting things to say. I appreciate the time to talk. Who's next? Josephine? She doesn't have anything to say. We were gonna speak with Leliana, and perhaps Varric. Though I don't think Varric has anything interesting to say which we don't know already, but I'm gonna speak with him anyway. Dorian, he's obvious.
The Inquisitor's work is never done, I see. You know where I'll be.
Here is the request Harriet made. Are there any special instructions? I didn't get the chance to say so earlier, but welcome back to Skyhold. After that terrible journey through the Fade, it must feel good to stand on solid ground again, no?
I don't see any difference.
Nothing in the Fade bothered me.
Oh? Well, I'm glad for you then.
Anything I should know?
Celine has cemented power in Orlais. Good, we need an ally like her. At the moment, she's said to be rooting out the last of Gaspard's supporters. Once that is done, we will have a united Orlais behind the Inquisition.
But we made a truce between them.
Anything I should know?
It seems that the Orlesian army is awaiting our next move. Some of the generals are sympathetic to our cause, others are still suspicious. Our actions are under a great deal of scrutiny.
They called you the left hand of the Divine.
That they did? What of it?
I'd like to hear about Justinia. What was she like?
A friend. A mentor. Like me, she had secrets, made mistakes. It made her human. I think her followers responded to that.
Was there something more than friendship between you?
You're asking if we were lovers? Typical. I was devoted to her, therefore it must be romantic. Love is common. Love is simple. My bond with Justinia was something greater. She was a sister, a mother, a teacher. So to answer your question, yes, it was more than friendship.
Good, that's all I wanted to know.
How did you and Justinia meet?
I met her a long time ago, before she became divine. Before she was Justinia. When I met her, she was Mother Dorothea. I was at my lowest. Broken, lost. And she saved me. No, wait. She hates it when I say that. I saved myself. She just showed me it was possible.
Yeah, that's absolute nonsense.
We'll talk more later.
Anything else?
Yes?
They called you the left...
That they did? What of it?
What is the point of an Inquisition?
Justinia would have started the Inquisition if the Divine Conclave failed to restore peace. She hoped that with enough support, we could challenge the very tenets of the Chantry. She wanted the Chantry to treat the mages fairly. But sometimes I wonder, why stop at mages? The Chantry has committed many injustices. If we're going to change it, why not change the whole thing? It's just a thought. None of this will be possible if we fail.
Are you saying I won't do Justinia proud?
I'm saying I thought it would be her leading us. I'm passing no judgment on you, Inquisitor.
Okay, and why did you join?
I could use the left hand of the Divine at my side out there.
Every agent out in the world is my eyes, my ears, my blade. Wherever my people are, I am also. Coming with you, leaving my post, would blind and bound me. Do you see?
Okay.
What exactly does the left hand of the Divine do?
A divine always has enemies, and Justinia had more than most. I protected her. I watched, had an ear to every door. I identified threats, and I dealt with them.
Why did Justinia have so many enemies?
There were many who felt she was unfit to be divine. She had a past, a worldly life. Unlike many, she wasn't given to the Chantry as a child. She chose it, and somehow that made her unworthy. And because they thought she was unworthy, they wished her harm.
You still haven't told me what you did exactly.
I handled difficult situations that couldn't be resolved through more delicate means.
Oh, assassinations.
We'll talk more later.
Yes, you always assume the worst when people avoid the question. It's a natural thing to do. Sorry, I don't remember you.
I set aside an entire shelf for Grey Warden lore, and so far it's not even half full. Those wardens and their secrets.
I'd say ask Blackwell, but what does he know of wardens? Okay. Is there anything we're missing? I actually may need to start the next quest. Josephine?
It's good to see you.
Forget it. Should I speak with Blackwell? He's dead to me. Whatever he says, I will never forgive him for what he did. Might as well see if he wants to defend himself or anything.
Maker and Lady, Corypheus is taking the lot of them apart.
The Inquisition is on its tail.
Inquisitor?
How shall I refer to you? Rainier or Blackwall?
I've gotten used to Blackwall. Perhaps we could treat it as less of a name and more of a title. Almost like Inquisitor. Reminds me of what I ought to be.
Doesn't matter to me.
Thank you. I'll be right here if you need me.
You're lucky I couldn't place you in prison to rot until the Grey Wardens claimed you and you go to the deep roads. That only should have been a choice. And that's a kitchen, apparently. It should be bigger if you ask me.
There's no end of it. I can store an army.
You've mentioned that before. Nothing here. Sure, why not? Anything from the inner circle. The deep roads. We can start a disaster if we wanted to. Let's do that. Let's see how far and deep we can go. Does it have a level that I need to start from? 16. The Inquisition have received urgent requests for aid from Ozamar. A subterranean earthquake has collapsed on their Lyrium mines and endangered several others. Even worse, the new seal preventing Darkspawn from overrunning the Dwarven-occupied deep roads have crumbled, allowing hordes of the enemy to invade. Ozamar is a key provider of the Inquisition's Lyrium supplies, and as such it secretly is a trap priority. The earthquake opened a fissure in the Storm Coast mountain, granting direct access to the surface to threaten the region underground. Constructing a mining lift and fissure site will permit the Inquisition to transport forces directly to where the Darkspawn fighting is the fiercest. Ozamar has the experts we need to build such a lift. At your discretion, I can hire a team. They are best construction workers right now. Do it. A construction team arrived in Storm Coast Mountain and set up a mining lift to transport Inquisition forces from the earthquake's Asia's opening down into the deep roads. A report sent by Messiah Bird, Inquisitor. The mining lift in Storm Coast Mountain will be finished by the time you get here. Anyone going into the deep road should dress accordingly. Don't skimp on armor and buy the best weapons in Skyhost's arsenal. I also recommend picking plenty of dry rations. Most things down there will be looking to eat the Inquisition, not the other way around. Scout Harding. Let's venture forth. Taking Dorian with us. Actually, I need to speak with Blackwall before we go. Ah well, we'll speak with him when I return. Dragonlink. Newly hatched dragons are roughly the size of a deer and voraciously hungry. They live for a short time in their mother's lair before venturing out to their own. The slender wingless creatures are born in vast numbers. I've seen a lot of dragonlinks, but only a few fully grown dragons. Such a pity. Good skin gone bad.
Inquisitor, the workers are almost done building a lift to the deep roads. No Darkspawn trouble yet, but The earthquakes have been brutal.
I was told to meet a Shaper Volta.
She's waiting below. You won't see an Orzammar dwarf on the surface. They have rules about that.
How many quakes have there been since you arrived?
At least 3 big rumblers. And the aftershocks are nothing to sneeze at. My feet miss solid ground.
Josephine's report mentioned several lyrium mines were damaged by the quakes.
You'll see what's left of this one on your way down. From what I hear, the other mines are barely holding together.
So you haven't seen any darkspawn up here?
I sharpened my arrows just in case, but they never showed. I'm okay with that.
You don't like Orzammar.
From your tone, I'd guess Orzammar isn't your favorite place.
I don't have an opinion. Cloud gazers like me aren't allowed in the city. The lift's ready for you. Try not to shift around, and keep back from the edge. It's a long way down.
Hilarious.
So, the deep roads. Do you think there'll be tight spaces? Long hallways with low ceilings?
Possibly. Why?
Just hoping my horns fit.
Is it me, or is this the slowest lift ever constructed?
It's better than climbing down.
I could do with some music. Something with a flute.
Palms calloused, clutching, clawing when the dust came.
The miners.
The stones were angry. I didn't think stones got angry.
Horut, Magar, Nalfric, your names will not be forgotten.
You must be Shaper Volta.
A trustful Inquisitor. The Shaper welcomes you to the deep roads.
Your names will not be forgotten. I'll scrub them on this piece of paper, which is easily forgotten in mist.
You look as though you're hiding from something.
As a citizen of Orzammar, even a glimpse of your sky could cost me my position and render me castless.
What does a Shaper do exactly?
We chronicle the life and times of our people.
You're historians.
Also scholars and genealogists. Shapers preserve knowledge in the memories, an archive in Orzammar. We record memories in Lyrium to ensure they never fade. We must be meticulous in every detail.
How are the casualties?
How many dwarves have you lost?
More than we can count. The mining caste has suffered greatly. Our situation has worsened since we contacted Skyhold. The quakes collapsed this mine and shattered a seal, keeping the Darkspawn at bay. The Legion of the Dead hasn't been able to mend the broken seal, and we can't afford to lose any more lyrium.
I've read about the Legion of the Dead. Dwarves who fight Darkspawn in service to Orzammar. They commit their lives to the cause and celebrate their own funerals before entering the deep roads.
No matter their sins in life, the Legion die noble deaths.
What will happen if we lose more lyrium mines?
The surface needs lyrium for all sorts of magic. The Inquisition more than most, I understand. And Orzammar's economy relies on the lyrium trade. Without it, there will be chaos above and below.
Orzammar deals with Darkspawn all the time. Why request the Inquisition's help?
The Legion isn't prepared for this level of disaster. And the Grey Wardens haven't answered our calls for aid. Any threat to the flow of lyrium requires immediate response. The Inquisition is the only force we can rely upon.
Ah, so we'll get leverage over them. Good.
There's no time to waste. Take me to the Legion.
Apologies for pushing you. I fear the damage that tremor caused. Follow me to the Legion camp.
Dwarves have some messed up history. Lord Gavin, I shouldn't have reminded you of the mining caste and importance of Orzammar, but apparently not even the ancestors can say when you last visited the memories. The lyrium trade is the only reason our kingdom still stands. It is that keeps the king's coffers fat so that he may play a part in whatever little wars are raging on the surface. But lyrium is as dangerous as it is profitable, and when I write to you saying that earthquakes are threatening one of our most lucrative mines, I expect a faster response. Something unnatural is afoot. Our shaft rats come out of their holes, chanting nonsense. Even my own crew, men and women I've worked with since I was a child, claim that there's something in the tremors. I don't care who or what you send to help. Just do it quickly. Minor Ordo. Let's move out.
Keep your eyes open. These roads are dangerous.
I will. From the ridge, exposed sections of the deep roads are visible below. There is a history in the rock split by these quakes, and for those without sure footing, particularly dangerous fall. Why bother? We'll just teleport. That's how life works, isn't it? Spineblade. Ogre Alpha.
An ogre!
Form up!
That didn't work.
Now! While it's distracted!
This beast is mine. Oh.
It's not focused on us! Now's the time to attack! Right now!
Oh my. Every hit with those blades does tremendous damage.
It's not focused on us! Now's the time to attack! You have my gratitude.
Stay on your guard.
If the ogre reached this point, the Legion must be overwhelmed. Let us hurry.
Here they are called ogres. Up there they are called demons. Slicer, Defender's Buckle. Huh. Cool. It is better than one of you. Than this one, in fact. The armor penetration goes down a little bit. Let's go for the seal. Or whatever it is called.
I will never get used to the stench of Darkspawn. They corrupt everything, even the air.
It's Darkspawn. That's the only thing they do. That's why they cannot be allowed to exist. I was expecting the Osmar's theme song. I actually will remember it when I hear it.
That's the broken seal ahead. It is worse than I thought.
Get those charges to the tunnels! Someone prime the sonic fuses!
Let's finish them off.
We can't lose this position! Hurry!
Can't set the charges with those bastards breathing down our necks!
Clear out the dark spawn!
Ooh, someone hit me strongly. I'm still higher level than them, actually. Level 27. No, I'm not. Good. Go fast, go strong. All yours.
That's got them on their heels! Keep it up! The seal's clear! Prime the charges!
Now, set the charges!
Or maybe you do it since you're so much more familiar with explosives than I. Let's take cover. Let's establish the camp.
Inquisitor, meet Lieutenant Wren, a veteran of the 5th Flight and one of the Legion's finest commanders.
Someone paid her to say that. Appreciate the help, Inquisitor. Collapsing that seal bought us time. Blighters had the run of these tunnels for days. Now they have a roadblock.
How many deep roads are there? How deep do they go?
They'll take you from one side of Thedas to the other, if you have a death wish.
The roads once connected dwarven cities that were hundreds of miles apart. Then came the Darkspawn. Ren and I have been exploring this region, reclaiming it, but the work is slow.
Mark the map, fight an army. Mark the map, fall in a hole. And so on.
Have you worked together for long?
I get the impression you two have known each other a while.
Yeah. The Shaper had sent her to dig up some relics. Asked me to keep her out of trouble. That was 3 years ago.
You can quit any time.
Not when we still have things to fight about.
For such a small group, your people have held up well.
The Quakes took a lot of us. Reinforcements will be slow to arrive.
Take cover!
You heard that, yes? The rhythm and the tremors? It's clearer, stronger, more insistent.
I hear it. Doesn't prove a thing.
These quakes are not a natural disaster. They're deliberate. There's an intelligence behind them.
If something is causing them, the strength required would be incredible. What could do that?
Here we go.
I found an ancient text during an expedition with Ren last year. At the time, it was just a curiosity. But now... The text describes giant creatures, called Titans, living deep underground. They sing in the stone, shaping it. When these quakes began, I believe we heard that rhythm. I believe a Titan is causing all this destruction.
Strange singing is never good.
Mysterious songs often lure people to their deaths. Or to an archdemon.
This rhythm isn't a song, exactly. It sounds like air flowing through lungs.
Air that can collapse a whole mine.
Dangerous, then. But a magic unique to the deep roads might be worth investigating.
Indeed. So someone is blowing the mine.
I've never heard of Titans before. What else can you tell me about them?
The text I found predated the First Blight. Its pages had mostly rotted away. And there's no mention of the Titans in Orzamar's memories.
Which tells you something.
All I heard was an earthquake. How is it you and Ren hear a rhythm?
Our people have a strong connection to the stone. We feel it in a way topsiders cannot.
Shapers have great stone sense. And Volta's better than most. She never gets lost.
You speak of the stone like it's more than walls.
The stone is eternal. She was here before us, and remains after we die.
But the stone isn't your god.
We don't worship her, but we do respect and honor her.
The stone makes us strong, and we return that strength to her when we die. It's difficult to express in words.
No, it's not. You respect it, because it gives you what you are.
In my experience, no explanation is too strange to consider.
For all we know, that text you found was a bedtime story. We can't be sure until we find the source.
The rhythm I sense in the quakes is emanating from somewhere far below. The stone will lead us there.
And if it comes to a fight, that'll be our job. There's a lift at the side passage nearby. Ready when you are.
Deep Roads Expedition Table. Use Expedition Table to complete unique Inquisition Operation Coast expeditions found in the area of the Deep Roads. Expeditions do not appear on the War Table in Skyhold. Deep Roads. Deep Roads Expedition, we can actually send people there. The Inquisition's efforts in the Deep Roads will greatly benefit from additional logistical support. In the main Legion of the Dead camp, additional crafting tables can be constructed, and Quartermaster Broad can offer basic goods and services. Inquisition forces can make improvements to the deep mine roads. Inquisition forces have built additional crafting tables, and Quartermaster has been assigned to the camp. There is nothing here. Well, that is interesting, and I do like what they've done with this quest. We're here only for schematics, or are we? We will know soon enough.
Clean it, right?
Stay still.
It's a small cut.
Oh my lord! We received dragon bones. Dearest Eora, this will never reach you, none of my letters will, but writing helps me cope with having joined the Legion. For all that I have already seen, there are wonders down here, and I wish you could see them. When it's quiet, there are still hints of what the Deep Roads used to be. Right now, I'm sitting under a crumbling statue of a paragon. I asked Ansa if she knew who it was, but the face is cracked. I like to think it's Endron, Stonehammer, or Morog, the Mao, though I know your favorite Astron the Grey. Back home, I never cared about history. Remember old Ostic shouting about Orzamar's former glory, naming things he'd never visited, and people he'd only read about. I laughed at him. But being down here, seeing what we've lost, these are more than roads, Eora. They connected our empire, let our culture flourish, and Stone accepted us, and we lived and moved within her. Now we cling to her like someone drawing. Forgive me, all my letters end the same. Legionnaire Grak. Orzammar is always impressive. Look at those statues. No sky to speak of, but there's always light. Which is kind of strange.
The Legion is honored by your presence, Inquisitor.
Storm Coast Fissure. We can go down in a moment, but first I need to return to Skyhold. We can craft armor. Legion of the Dead armor. Definitely something I will want. Craft weapons. New shield is available. Revert Defender Bullock. It has spikes. This looks like an impressive shield. It's definitely dwarven. Salud spyglasses. Using schematics for lenses perfected in the Orlesian town of Salud, we can craft spyglasses for Inquisition scouts, which will make them far more effective. +1 power. We have more than enough of you, and you. Sun Ointment. The Inquisition's Quartermaster is reporting that supplies of Sun Ointment are rapidly dwindling. Minerals available in the Hissing Waste can be helpful in crafting more. Go ahead. We have the potions, modifying weapons or armor. And Thor's armor. It's heavy armor. Let's take a look at this. It's only for dwarves. Well, that's a shame. Ironborn can have dread. Let my enemies see me on the battlefield. Let dread slip into their bones, knowing their end is nigh. For its moment I am not a man, I am a force of nature, and the bringer of death. Cool. Sorta. I don't know why, but it looks ridiculous to me.
The king involved a surfacer.
Yeah, I know. Crafting materials I can purchase here. Dragon weapon, dragon scale, dragon bone. Silverate. All of those are... okay. Oh my lord, you don't need the Black Imperium if you have this. It's too impressive though. No armor, no schematics. We'll take the lift in a moment. Let's go back to Skyho. The Stale Ruins. We'll see them later. Wow, this flag. It stopped the Inquisition in its tracks. Not even an ogre could do that, which is actually something I want to check. What do we know about the ogres? Crafting creatures. We know about the Black Wolf, the Bruiser, Dragon, Despair Demon, Red Templar Knight, Revenant, Genlock, there it is. Since his return from Seiron, my brother Vero has had an affinity for horns. Yeah, let's actually send our people, then I'm gonna read that.
Your worship.
Pride Demon. There is no sense of urgency in this mission, so that's cool. Basically, it's one of those dungeons levels that they add as DLCs when the game is good. And I love those, by the way. Sometimes more than the main game. A fine victory, my enemies fail its trait. Chevalier du Quet. A great sword. Everything went according to plan. The Hala was brought under the banners. The villagers of Red Cross believe they have been given the honors of keeping hostage a Hala that is sacred to the Dalish because of their proud history. The Dalish have no idea that their gift of mourning is being taken as a trophy won in victory. But if it cools temper on both sides, so much the better. Both Red Crossing and the Dalish have been more grateful. Peddler. Okay. Playing to win. From the hearth. Let's send them on those missions. Contact has been made. There are others in service of Corypheus. They are promised immortality in the next world, and will spare no action in this one. They cannot fathom abandoning their master, and therefore they cannot imagine me abandoning their master. And that is your opening. I can give you
It was
all...
interesting to see how much has changed in Halam Shiral. And so little. Madame Méprise is a fixture. The sun will grow cold before she retires.
I can give you all of these people, and I promise there are names amongst them, but they will not act, will not reveal themselves without a promise of victory that would warrant risking everything. Give me a target, Inquisitor. Place your people in obvious weakness, a true tactical blunder that would legitimately pain you. It must be thus. They will sense any falseness, reveal your sight, and I will reveal the knife. And then you can take it. Take them. That is my plan. I know what it looks like. Perhaps I have failed at you all alone, and now I have simply asked for you to grant me victory. But I play the game, Inquisitor. Will you now play as well? Grand Duchess Floriane de Chaleon. Make the promise. My people will watch the runners. We will get some of these conspirators, and the only one we will risk is her. She is mad if she thinks you would commit such risk. Send her after some gossiping parts. No, Leliana, go.
Inquisitor.
The conflicts amongst the noble and the Elysian capital has come to heat. Lady Reshklow has been busy promoting an arranged marriage to solidify the position of the current players, with considerable status reserved for her matchmaker. The object is the pairing of Lord Desroiser with Lady Tybur's daughter Celeste. All who have status enough to speak seem to be in agreement, but we have received a number of letters regarding the matter. My daughter will definitely comply, but I know her feelings. She will speak to no one. I would have you remind her that we are servants of our chosen world, but it serves us as well. It is her name that is stabilizing this alliance. It conveys power that should not be misdirected to matchmakers. From Lord Paris Desroys, frankly, I'll be glad when the matter is settled. I've no desire to inconvenience the young Selene beyond what name-sharking lady or a shield recommends. This has been a cock-up from heads to tails. From Jace Landry, I pledge the Inquisition. If my dearest Selene is willing to sacrifice to ensure this alliance, then I can only do as much. My name may not be enough for some, but you'll have my protection, indirectly through service to you. This is a currency the two of you could be a merit enough of the valor investment. Encourage Lord Desor to withdraw. If you are set to arrange the pairing, Jace Landry should be quiet, escorted from the city. I would not wish him present. You would truly need this. I suggest discreet maneuvers in the free marshes, standard retinue, plus to get the young couple out of the range. Go.
All right.
We only have this one, right? And those two. That's 3. Because I believe there was one over here. Yes? 2 in fact. Okay. So yes, I'm going to end this episode here. For all of you who have joined me, thank you very much, and I'm gonna see you all next time. Goodbye.